Okay, so the guy from the Alabama Brawl who's getting jumped right here got charged. Why? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Alabama Brawl from about 2 to 3 months ago, back in the summer. Remember the guy who threw his hat, the boat's co-captain who got jumped by a bunch of people? Well, he is getting charged with a crime. Now, I don't know what the science is behind that. I don't know what the logic is behind that. We're going to get into some possible theories here. But before we get into anything, first things first, here's a picture from the beginning. You see my man right there. That's the guy who threw the hat. This is him getting jumped. And at a certain point, there were more people that jumped up on him. All right. Now, there is a lot more to this story. It doesn't end right here, so y'all stay tuned. We're going to get into this news clip. Then we're going to get into a lot more. If you want to see the clip in full without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio. Go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Months after the Montgomery Riverfront Brawl, charges have been filed against the riverboat's co-captain. Online court records show Damian Pickett is charged with third-degree assault.
Now let's pause right here. The reason why she said that online court records show is because it was not announced publicly. They had to go look at the records and see that it had happened. Now, why didn't they announce it publicly in this very, very, very high-profile case? I don't really know, but let's continue.
CNN is reporting that in a new complaint, one of the original defendants, Zachary Shipman, alleges he was not attempting to fight Pickett, all during an argument over a dockside parking spot.
Now, you see what's going on. Like, we see the video, it's pretty clear. So he's having a discussion. There's no fighting. There's no hands being thrown, right? They're just
Original
talking.
Defendant Zach.
And remember the situation. These guys had a boat docked in the place where it shouldn't be because the other boat that my man right here was a co-captain of had to get docked right there. It was a big boat with a lot of people on it. They had their little small 5-person at best boat in the way. So he had to unmoor it to make room for his boat. And that's all it was a discussion over. But then my man comes from off the camera, off the frame, and attacks him. So I don't know how he's getting charged with anything when he quite literally got attacked first on camera.
Zachary Shipman alleges he was not attempting to fight Pickett, all during an argument over a dockside parking spot. Shipman says he was only defending himself and suffered a bruised cheekbone after Pickett punched him in the face. That altercation quickly grew to an all-out brawl, all captured on video, igniting a social media firestorm. Shipman was previously charged with assaulting Pickett and is scheduled to go on trial later this month. He has pled not guilty. Pickett has not yet entered a plea.
All right. So that's that. Now we're going to get to a little bit more. Now this is the Shade Room, and pardon me for using this, but this is actually a pretty good resource. So there are more people charged. See, the media will talk about the victim being charged, which is an important thing, but there are others being charged as well. Now, I still want to get down to the reason why the victim got charged. I'm going to read this right here, actually. You see the headline, Montgomery police released mugshot of Richard Roberts following press conference. Suspect faced third-degree assault charges. That's the same thing that the victim is being charged with. All right. So over here, it says the co-captain involved in the Montgomery Brawl was charged with third-degree assault. This comes 3 months after the viral incident that occurred on August the 5th. 4 individuals were charged and arrested for assaulting Pickett. Court filing labeled Pickett as a victim in the case. Now, remember, Pickett is a co-captain, the hat thrower. That's him. So the court documents label him as a victim, but yet he's still being charged with third-degree assault. Now, let's continue with this caption. It's going to reveal some more. Now, court filing labeled Pickett as a victim in the case. Richard Roberts, who Pickett identified as his main attacker, pled guilty after accepting the plea deal in the case. He then apologized to Pickett for his actions on that day. 25-year-old Zachary Shipman, another individual charged with assaulting Pickett, said he was simply defending himself and accused Pickett of striking him first. Pickett is due to be arraigned in court by November 21st, 2023. Now, this is a mugshot, Richard Roberts. This guy already pled guilty and apologized to the victim here. And then these guys also got arrested. All right, they turned themselves in. And then she also got arrested. And then my man that had the chair, the white chair, he got arrested. All right, but again, the victim, the hat thrower, my man, the co-captain who got jumped, who got beat down by like 8, 9 white people. Race ain't important. I'm just making a joke. Some of them got charged, but he got charged as well. Now, the question is why? We have an article right here. Maybe they're going to answer it. But I have an opinion that one of you guys who called the show, you gave me the thought process, and it kind of makes sense. Now, let's get through this to see if we can glean any other information. And, of course, I will link everything in the box. So let's see here. They're talking about black crew members, passengers, white occupants of the pontoon. The charges against Harriet 2 co-captain, that's the name of the boat. Harriet 2 co-captain Damian Pickett, who was previously been identified as the same name, different spelling, were filed in Montgomery Municipal Court on October 26. Neither Montgomery police nor the Montgomery city attorney publicly announced the charges. Pickett is charged with third-degree assault and is scheduled to be arraigned on November 21st, according to municipal court records. The complaint in Pickett's case was listed as Zachary Chase Shipman, who was on the pontoon boat, also faces a third-degree charge in connection with the brawl. Pickett is listed as a victim in the case and the charges against the pontoon boat occupants. The viral August 5th fight started at Montgomery's Riverfront Park when crew members of the Harriet 2 were unable to dock the cruise boat because the pontoon boat from Selma was in the way. Exactly. And I think the co-captain had unmoored their pontoon boat to, nudge it out the way so they could park their bigger vessel with a lot of passengers on it. Okay. One of these small cruise ships operates in the area. They were trying to get that cracking. All right. So, a bunch of racial slurs and everything else, blah, 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 blah. I'll link to this in the box. But here is what I think happened. They're not really getting down to the core of why he has been charged. Okay. They're not really getting down to the core of it. But I think the reason is because of money. One of you guys called the show and you put that bug in my ear, and it makes sense. It's Alabama. It's not super rich. Okay, let's have the court case happen because we got to pay everybody. All right. When you have a court case, people are getting paid to be there. You might have to pay yourself. You might need a lawyer or whatever it is. You might need to pay a fine. Okay, let's bring you to court and let's make money. Because what else are you charging the victim? Really, if you're going to let this guy that obviously attacked this man because he was upset about the pontoon boat being unmoored, if you're going to allow him to take a plea deal and apologize and that's it, then obviously nobody else is going to get any serious charges. If any charges, just throw the whole case out. If it's like that, or if you're going to charge anybody, charge those who attacked the man to begin with. Charge them. But, you got to have court action because court action makes money. I don't see any other reason why this would happen. The video shows what happened. He got punched first, then he's trying to defend himself, and he gets jumped. So maybe you charge the chair guy. You obviously charge the guys who punched him first, but not the victim. But you charge everybody, file all these charges because you could generate revenue like that. That's the only reason that I can think of for this. And if a guy pleads guilty and does community service, well, you got free trash pickup right there. Okay, so I think that's really what it is. I don't think it's about anything else. You could say racism because Alabama can be janky like that. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to say that's probably the reason. I think there is probably an element of that there. But the bigger element that I see, in my humble opinion, is the dollars, the cash. That's why it was kind of done on the low. It wasn't announced publicly. In a high-profile case like this, why wouldn't you announce it publicly? It's really crazy. It's really silly. But sometimes you have these incompetent local governments that do things like this. Could it be racism? Sure. Could it be a money thing? Sure. What do I think is a bigger reason beyond incompetence, which is probably also an element here in Alabama? It's the money. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on why the victim, according to the court documents, what's your take on why the victim is being charged with anything in this case? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. It's got to be money. I mean, we could talk about racism and everything else, but you got a lot of black folks in power out there too. I think it's people just trying to get money, just incompetent, dumb bureaucracy, just doing what they do. I think that's what it is. There is, in my opinion, no other logical reason for this kind of nonsense to take place. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.